Assalamu alaikum, dear aspirants. Dear aspirants, J&K SDM has made a series of videos on the recommendations of experts. In these videos, we are going to equip you with some tricks to make you remember the factual information which is otherwise difficult to remember. In this video, we will show you a trick to remember the sources of Indian Constitution. This topic is most important for competitive examinations. Let us start the topic sources of Indian Constitution. As you know that Indian Constitution is described as the bag of borrowings because Indian Constitution has been drawn from the constitutions of different countries. Let us see which features of the Indian Constitution have been drawn from the Constitution of UK. The features drawn from the Constitution of UK are parliamentary form of government, legislative procedure, bicameralism, single citizenship. Here, Parley biscuit. Parley, 1 minute. Here, Parley biscuit is the trick to remember the provisions of Indian Constitution drawn from the Constitution of UK. Parley means parliamentary form of government. Lee means legislative procedure. Biscuit, bi means bicameralism. Escate means single citizenship. As you know that 50% of the Indian Constitution 50% of the Indian Constitution has been drawn from the Government of India Act 1935. The provisions of the Indian Constitution that have been drawn from the Government of India Act 1935 include emergency provisions, administrative details, federal scheme, Office of Governor, Judiciary, and Public Service Commission. The trick to remember these provisions is emergency admission for our judiciary's person. Emergency means emergency provisions, admission means administrative details, for means federal scheme, our means Office of Governor, judiciary means judiciary, person means PSC. Now we will see which provisions of the Indian Constitution have been drawn from the Constitution of USA. Post of Vice President, fundamental rights, removal of President, Vice President, and judges are the provisions that have been drawn from the Constitution of USA. The trick to remember these provisions is Vice President needs fund for removal of President, Vice President, and judges through judicial review. Here, Vice President means post of Vice President. Fund means fundamental rights. Removal of President, Vice President, and judges is same as removal of President, Vice President, and judges. Features drawn from the Constitution of Ireland are election of the President, directive principles of state policy, nomination of the members of Rajya Sabha. The trick for this is Elise DP is number 1. Elise DP is number 1. Here Elise means election of president, DP means directive principles of state policy, and number 1 number means nomination of members to Rajya Sabha. Features drawn from the Constitution of Canada. First feature is federation with strong center. Another is advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Another feature drawn from the Constitution of Canada is residuary jurisdiction of the center. The trick to remember these provisions contained in the Indian Constitution but drawn from the Constitution of Canada is can I know Fed's address? Can here means Canada. Feds means federation with strong center. Ads means advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Res means residuary jurisdiction of center. As you know that some features have been drawn from the Constitution of Australia. Now we will see which features have been drawn from the Constitution of Australia. First feature is joint sitting of Parliament, freedom of trade and commerce, concurrent list. The trick is join freedom conference. Join freedom conference. Join here means joint sitting of the Parliament. Freedom means freedom of trade and commerce, and concurrent conference here means concurrent list. Features drawn from the Constitution of South Africa. Election of members of Rajya Sabha, amendment of the Constitution. Trick to remember these provisions is Raja amend it. Raja amend it. Raja means election of members of Rajya Sabha. Amend means amendment of the Constitution. As you know that during the Second World War, Germany often used to be a disturbed state. It often suspended fundamental rights. So we can directly relate suspension of fundamental rights to Germany. Now we will see the features drawn from the Constitution of France. French Revolution. French French Revolution is known for liberty, equality, and fraternity. So we can relate the provisions like liberty, equality, and fraternity directly to the France. Dear aspirants, for almost all the aspirants, factual information is very difficult to remember. So tricks become very important for these topics, which are difficult to remember because they contain the factual information. Dear aspirants, at the start of your preparation, you will feel it easy to remember this information. But at the end of your preparation, you will come to know how much important this trick is. I hope you will work hard and qualify. Best of luck.